we'll begin with the two most common thumb slap techniques. I'll refer to the first one as the bounce off because the thumb actually bounces off the strings, and the second one I'll refer to that as the follow through, where the thumb actually follows through, doesn't bounce off the string but strikes a string and follows through and rests on the neighbouring string, on the neighbouring higher pitch string. So I'll just briefly show you those first with muted strings. So the bounce off is this. See how the thumb is bouncing off regardless of which string I'm hitting? The thumb bounces off and is then up in the air, poised to, come back down again. The next one, technique number 2, is the follow through. And the other thing is, you may have already seen this, the wrist has to be reasonably straight, so make sure you're not sort of bending it upwards or outwards or downwards or inwards or like anything like that. Just keep your wrist reasonably straight. We'll begin with the fretting hand fingers draped across the strings, as we did in the previous video, as if muting. So you've got that thud sound. But now what we'll do is we'll just lift off the fingers, all of the fingers of the left hand, and slap the open E string. So you get that sound. Make sure you bounce off fast, or if you're following through, make sure you continue the follow through. If you don't bounce off fast enough, you'll get that. Lots of noise, no E string. So bounce off. Okay, a simple exercise now is just do open string slap, then a muted slap, such as this, really slow. Here's the tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. So open and muted. Now on the muted slap, it's really important to place at least 2 fingers of your fretting hand across the strings to get that sound. Otherwise, if you just have one finger there, for example, that, I've just got the little finger there now, that's over the, in this case, over the 5th fret of the E string, I'll get that sound. But I can use any other finger. Let's say I use just the first finger to mute, the index finger. See, I'm still getting a harmonic there. So you need to have 2 fingers or more. So when you're doing muted slaps, it is important to get more than 2 or more fingers on the string to mute them. So let's just try that again. Open E, then a muted slap. It will all become apparent when I play it. So let's have a look and a listen. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and D. D to A, to D, to A, now let's do that with the other approach that we looked at, which was going down a minor third, or 1, 2, 3 frets back, and then going semitone, whole tone approaching. Not double chromatic approach anymore. Same thing, beginning with D. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and... The next commonly used interval is the 6th, and now the 6th of the D major scale is a B. Often, however, the 6th resolves to the flat 7. So you've got, for example, root note, octave, 6, flat 7. Let's have a listen to exactly that series of intervals. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that was root note, D, octave, and then the 6, the B, and then hammering that down to the C. So 1, octave, 6, flat 7. Staying on the topic of triplets, a couple of sessions ago, remember we did the hammer tap tap. All we're going to do now is tripletize that and go hammer tap. So hammer tap, hammer tap, hammer tap, hammer tap. So it's just a single tap instead of two taps, and then you'll have a triplet feel. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I simply created a 2-measure riff. That was it, just staying in one position, crossing 3 strings. I'll do that again, maybe a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. See a minor variation there, a couple of hammer-ons, a couple of note repeats, and bingo, you've got a riff. So that was simply C, its octave, and then the quick slap back onto the lower muted C, like that. And then moving up to the E flat. You can slide if you like. A muted slap on the way up just to get you up there and have a bit of percussion going on in between. And then E flat to F with octave pops. Here's an example off the note G and its octave. See, that's very fast. All it is popping the octave G and then coming down onto it with the thumb, because you've already got released the thumb, you've played the first note with the thumb, popping the next note, and the thumb's almost over that string.